Hey guys, and welcome to my first video. I'm Wet Blanket, and on this channel I discuss video games and anime and try to shed light on topics that haven't gotten enough love in the commentary community. Danganronpa, right? Ah shit, half the audience just left. Anyway, Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair is widely regarded to be the best game in the series, but there's one character that I believe doesn't get enough love. Byakuya Twogami, or the ultimate imposter. Though they're sadly the first kill of the game, Twogami sets themselves up as an amazing leader and friend for the short while they're in the game, which is totally different from their trigger-happy Havoc counterpart. Speaking of the man they're impersonating, despite being the ultimate impersonator, Twogami is just too dang lovable for their own good. They try their hardest to mimic Twogami's snobby edge by looking down on their peers and calling them commoners or peasants, but it's quick to see just how much they care about their fellow students. Right off the bat, they take a leadership role, something that the other Byakuya never cared about to do, even though his intellect totally could have warranted it. I guess bro was too busy tampering with crime scenes. Byakuya slander aside, and I'm only slandering so much so that I can prove that there is indeed a difference in each of their presentations and personalities, you can tell that Twogami doesn't want to be a leader for power or greed, but they just genuinely want to help keep everyone safe. During their free time events, they seldom leave without telling Hajime to let them know if he's struggling in any way because they genuinely care. The real Byakuya would not have cared. You have to remember that in the anime, regardless of your feelings on it, Twogami was more likely to work from the shadows and blend in, like when they impersonated Midori. And in much the same vein, when they impersonated Midori, it was so that he didn't have to worry about any outside factors interfering with his work. In both instances, Twogami's main priority was the interest and safety of their friends. I'm going to switch topics now to something that's more personal in terms of media representation. I know I might get flack for this opinion, but as a plus-size woman myself, it's very rare to see a plus-size character as complex as Twogami, and that's saying a lot when considering their comparative game and anime screen time. One of Twogami's comfort foods is fast food, which is unbecoming for a plus-size stereotype, but it's because that's all they really had growing up without an identity. It was the only constant for them, and I bet that a lot of people in the audience can relate to that narrow kind of consistency. Sometimes the simplest pleasures in life really are the ones afforded to us. On that note, I feel that Twogami really represents what it's like for some to grow up in less than favorable conditions. In order to survive, they had to do whatever was necessary to get them to point B. They had to become someone else to get by and be accepted at face value, which is something that I bet a lot of people can relate to, whether it be due to masking, low income, code switching, or having to hide integral parts of who you are to survive. It hits. Because of a reliance on food lacking in nutrients, Twogami becomes obese. However, with another curveball in terms of traditional tropes, it doesn't stop them at all. In fact, they see having a higher body fat percentage as something to be proud of, and they're one of the people to find some of the first evidence of why they're trapped on the island, and one of the first people to continue looking for evidence up until their eventual demise. The only thing Twogami is ever self-conscious about is their identity, never their weight. Of course, this isn't perfect because there are a lot of fat jokes in the game, but even they take an interesting turn due to their lore. Like we've already mentioned, the love for fast food is due to it being a comfort, but also when Twogami gets the nickname Ham Hands, they delight in it because it's one of the only things that's ever been truly theirs. They've always wanted a group of friends to pal around with. They'd always wanted a nickname. Also, they aren't a perv. In terms of representation, Twogami is also widely regarded as a canon Danganronpa non-binary and/or gender-fluid character since they can impersonate anyone at all and were born without identity. Their gender has nothing to do with their character, and in fact the lack of one only makes the story more authentic. And I think that's super neat in terms of Danganronpa and some of its more transphobic jokes that were yet to come both in the past and future. So yeah, there you have it, the most based and wholesome Danganronpa character. I'm sad that they never got the love they deserve, because honestly, there's a lot to talk about with them. I'm only really just scratching the surface as an introductory video to my channel. I personally think that they have one of the most superpower-like talents, an amazing backstory, and just wholesome as hell character traits. I mean, imagine being able to impersonate anybody in the entire world and have it be so believable that everybody in their circle believes that you are actually them. That is a based power if I've ever seen one. It's sad that they didn't get to live past Trial 1, but I'm happy that canonically, they did live. Thanks for watching.